Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 23 of Direwolf20's Let's Play Create Above and Beyond series. Last episode we left off with a bunch of slimy firm blend, and in today's episode we're going to convert it into ender dust, bone meal, and gunpowder. I wrapped up last episode not entirely sure how I was going to set this thing up, but I think I've come up with a solution that works, so we're going to build it together today. So what I've done is gone ahead and just placed down some of the stoves we're going to use here. I've got my vacuumulator, I've got my item filter, I think I've got everything I need. So let's get started building this thing. It shouldn't be too hard to put together now that I've kind of planned it out in advance. So I'm going to place down a couple deployers. Remember I said I would probably have to right-click the items? Yeah, I wasn't wrong about that. I think there might be another way to handle this, to be totally honest with you. I have no idea. But at the very least, this works. And that's what we're gonna do. Cool. So here's how I'm gonna swing this guy, okay? I'm gonna grab one of each kind of blend. So you, and you. And we're gonna do green, blue, purple. Because for some reason in my brain, that's the way this thing is ordered. And then we're going to filter these guys. And I'm hoping that what this means is that these will now only be able or allowed to accept those items. And that should be cool. So let's see what happens when I route those up to here. So I'm thinking, do you think I could get it on top of there and that would work? Or no, not so much. I don't know if top would be a good idea. Because you're going to connect to him now. But what we could do is something like that. So that might not be a terrible idea. Okay. So let's see what happens when I put an extraction module in you. You should start extracting. And I'm not sure how many items these guys can hold. And we're about to find that out. Now, while that's going, what I'd like to set up is a vacuumulator. And I'm thinking I'm going to put him right in the ground here. We're going to put a filter on you. And we're going to filter you such that you're only allowed to have bone meal, that, and that. Okay, so if I drop these guys on the ground, they should all get vacuumulated. Cool, perfect, excellent. And then what I was thinking is another set of 3 drawers. Boom, boom, boom. And then we could lock them all up. And we could run you like so. And let me just snag one of each. So to be clear, it's purple on the left, and that's ender dust. All right, cool. I don't think it doesn't matter if I do this in the right way, but whatever, right? And then we got blue, and then we got green on the right. So this guy is bone meal for blue. And then gunpowder is green. Cool. Does that seem like it works? All right, perfect. So this guy does, in fact, hold a stack of slimy fern blend. So that's neat to know. We know that now. So that's cool. Let me get some food. My only concern is this is a little slow, but again, we're clearing out some backlogging of resources. So once the backlogging is cleared up, I'm hopeful that it'll be fast enough. And if it's not, we could always, add a faster extraction module once we get access to the faster extraction modules. Okay? So that's a thing to note. Cool. All right, so then I need another extraction module, which shouldn't be a problem because I know I have more of those things back at my base. And then we just need to set this up and we should be cool. See? Told you it would be easy. So I definitely have more of these, which we can saw cut into extraction. Cool. And with the drawers being locked, we should be in good shape. And hopefully everything goes smoothly. Cool. So if we were to snag one of these and throw it on the ground nearby, he would vacuum it up, and then he would get extracted and go into here, which will become 31, becomes 32. Boom, there it goes. Awesome. Sweet. Alright, now for these guys. What I was thinking is I could extend these like this, and then we could belt it at an angle. Sound cool? Anybody? So we've got a stack of green in here, we've got half a stack of blue in here, we've got a stack of purple. What I'm going to do is wait for the blue to fill up all the way, which will be about 10 seconds or so, so we'll be right back. Oh, and by the way, I added back here to these pipes, I added a redstone module. Allows disabling the pipe with a redstone signal, works for both extraction and retrieval. So by applying a redstone signal to the pipes now, which I have down there, it disables the looping of slimy fern leaves. So that's a nice way to turn that off. I feel like that's kind of cool. It works, right? All right, are you full now? You are pretty full, but I want to sleep through this night, so we'll be right back. All right, let's give it a go. So what I'm going to do is attach these belts to here, and they're going to insert. Now, I tried this with the frying pan on top, and what I found is when you right-click the frying pan, it removes the items in the pan. So don't use a frying pan for this. Got it? Now, what should be happening is more of these guys are being extracted while that cooking process is occurring, which is cool. Part of me wonders if retrievers would be the better way to go, because that would ensure, and I might go do that real quick. Let me go do that. Let me do this. Let me remove you from the extractor module. I have 3 retrievers. Remember, I made them previously. I feel like that might be the better way to go here, because it'll ensure that all 3 hands fill up at the same rate kind of deal, and kind of all keep going. That sound cool? Now I'm assuming that I'm going to have to like tell it what to retrieve. So we're going to go do that real quick. So boom, boom, boom. And then you're going to retrieve purple. And you're going to retrieve blue. And you're going to retrieve green. So are all 3 coming at the same time now? Yeah, look, they are. That's cool. See how all 3 are going now? So that'll keep these things full. And I think that'll be useful, right? Because we were filling up purple because purple was the first one to go. And basically what would have happened is we would not have had a good time here. It would have not kept up, right? So I could have had a faster extractor here, but having 3 retrievers I think is the better route. And then these things are all starting to fill up, right? 5,200 tusks, 35 bone meal, 45 gunpowder. How cool is that? I think it's what I would call super cool. I'm very pleased with this, right? And this guy, I don't care so much if he doesn't keep up. Like, he'll get there eventually, I think. Probably, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe not. It might be a problem. We might want to do all retrievers for this one. Or we could, you know. What if I could put, like, 2 extractors on you? I assume not, right? I could probably have another pipe on the side, but then that's going to start looking ugly. Yeah, I could put a pipe on the front here and extract there. That would double the speed, but it still might not be enough. So yeah, it's going twice now. That's an option. We'll see if that keeps up. It might keep up now. I think that is fast enough, actually, now that I'm looking at it. I think that's better. Alright, that works for me. See, what'll happen is we'll back stuff like 6 or so of them, and then we'll be good. Yeah, that works. Cool. So now we're clearing out the backlog of our slimy ferns. I'm going to let this fully empty out, and then I'm going to go turn the levers back on over here. That will allow them to run once again. Cool. And I put them underground, by the way, because I didn't want the levers to interact with the gearbox here. Because one of them would have touched it if I put it in front of the belts. All right, that should be cool. I like this. I think this works pretty well, right? Feeling pretty good about this build. So I'm going to pop in here and say that we've automated gunpowder, ender pearl dust, and bone meal. All 3 fully automated, which is cool beans, right? Let's automate TNT now. So that'll be our next task to automate. And what I'm going to want basically is 3 crafters, and then we're going to want to pipe the sand and the gunpowder over to those 3 crafters in a relatively cool way. Right? Sound like a good deal? Okay. So you guys are cooking. I'm not going to turn on the processing of the ferns just yet. I'm just going to let everything finish its crafting that it's got currently and set this up, and then we'll be able to turn things on kind of as we want. So let me start with making a couple more crafters. I know I've got a couple in here, but I know we make 3 at a time. We're going to need more brass machines, right? Because if I want crafters, that's going to be brass. Yeah, so let me get some more brass. I thought I had some brass. I do. Cool. And did I have extra? Didn't I only make half as many last time as I could have? Didn't I have extra mechanisms? You know what I did? I think I left the other half in the thing. Yeah. So this guy should be backstuffed now, and we should be good to make a full stack of these. Yeah, perfect. Nice. And don't forget, we have to do this and put it in there. I need to find a solution to that, because it bugs me that I have to do that. Like, a lot. It really bothers me. But, you know, it is what it is. There's not, you know, I'll figure out if there's a solution or not. There might be. I don't know. There probably is. Okay, so you become this, and then you can become that, and boom. And then we want 3 crafting tables. And then we're going to have... Oh, did not mean to do that. And then we're going to have you with 3 of those, and that'll be the 9 that we need to make TNT. Cool. So I'm thinking the TNT can go right in front of the sand drawer. And then, because what we're going to have is we're going to combine the TNT with this guy, right? So if we craft TNT right here, right, in a cool way, right? So let's do that. Let's plan that out. I want to have a little bit of spacing set up. Okay, and then I'm going to rotate them all to the right. And you go up, and you go to the right, and you go down. And then I'll probably just put a drawer here, and this will be my TNT collection drawer. Okay? And then we'll combine the TNT with the singularities and the ender pearls dust to make this thing. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet, by the way. Like, obsidian, maybe? I have no idea. I'm not there yet, but we will get there probably pretty soon. All right, so let's refresh our memory on TNT. So it's gunpowder in the corners. So what we're going to want is probably pretty convoluted if I'm going to build it this close. But this... is basically what we're looking at. Yeah, no, that's going to be horrible. We cannot have this be this close. This cannot live this close. Sorry. That will not work. Because... unless we put filters on things. Low filter module is what? Brass module? That's going to be a lot of brass module pipes. Because I'd like to build it like I did this one. But that's going to be really tricky to build pipe-wise. So I probably want to do filters, right? Yeah, I think we're going to want to do filters. So we're going to need 9 filter modules. Whew, that's expensive. It's not that expensive. It's not that expensive. All right, so we're going to do that. And that looks good to me. Get a few extra pipes. And I got myself 9 filter modules. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to filter on the back of the crafters and say these are the items that are allowed to go in here. Some sand, some gunpowder. And that should be cool, right? So give me a gunpowder. Give me a sand. Okay. And then you guys are all going to get filters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And then the filter will be gunpowder. Can I shift click this, by the way? Sand. No, I can't. Okay, good to know. Gunpowder. Hey, no. No, wait. Am I doing this backwards? I might be doing this backwards. No, I was right. I was right. So, gunpowder, sand, gunpowder, sand, gunpowder, sand, gunpowder, sand, gunpowder. And this should probably be set to allowed mode, right? For all these. It, like, literally as I was finishing the last one, I noticed that button was there. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. So that should be cool, right? So now, if I were to, let's say, do something like that, and throw, that's right, I need extractor modules too. All right, extractor modules. So you're gonna go here. So he should extract and only put the sand where I want him to be. Is good? Now, are you doing that bounce back thing? Because that's going to be annoying. Yeah, you totally are. You're not preventing oversending. So I'm debating if I want to make 9 of those item filter stack module things, because that would probably prevent the oversending. Kind of the same problem that we had in our crushing wheel crafter. And that oversending is going to be annoying. So I'm going to set these all up as stack limiter modules, and they each are allowed 1 stack. Okay, so basically this. Be right back. When I said 1 stack, I meant 1 item, but you know what I meant, didn't you? Yeah, you totally did. So if I do this, now you should behave a little better. Right, so he only extracted 4, and now boom, 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 and it's going to insert quicker and better. So now that that's cooking, we want to get gunpowder over there. So what I'll probably do is run that underground. I'm just spitballing about where this should be. Holy cow, I was perfect. That was completely lucky. Okay, now what I would like to do is be prepared to do that, and then you're going to extractor module him. Cool? And then you should extract 5 of those. Okay. And those 5 are going to route their way over to here, and then once they get there, it'll make TNT for me. Does that sound pretty good? I hope so, because that's basically what we're doing. And then where's my drawer? I want to put my drawer back. Did I TNT you wrong? Hello? Oh yeah, you need rotational energy, don't you? Yeah, you do. So how about we do this? Hey, now we're cooking. Boom. TNT. Woot. And then if I wanted to, I could lock you, right? All right, perfect. 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 It's working. It's actually working, and I'm very pleased about that. That is super cool. Right? And the gunpowder takes a second to get over here, but it'll get here, right? Like, it'll happen. Boom. TNT. Boom. All right. Now we're going to have to figure out the next stage of this plan, which is going to be tricky. Because now I have to figure out how to blow these up in a safe way. Here comes the central feature of this factory, the reactor, right? So I'm going to say that I'm automated TNT. And give me a TNT so I can prove that I did. Right? And now we have to do this. Progressing towards inductive coils requires a controlled explosion where nearby singularities and ender dust are combined. See if you can come up with a circuit to continuously blow up these dropped item stacks. Note, ender dust and singularities are consumed in a 1-to-1 ratio. They do not have to be in the exact same location. One TNT can transform multiple sets of ingredients. The result will drop at the location of the singularity item. Okay. So we need to 1-to-1 the ender dust and the singularities, and we have to figure out a way to detect when they're both there, then place a TNT and have it blow up. Without blowing up the contraption that we use to place it. Any questions, or... I have no idea. I have no idea how to do that. Yeah, not a clue. Not a clue. Let me turn these guys on, so that they should all be behaving now. I love that that's working so well, by the way. Can we talk about how cool that is? And then if we turn you off, we should see everything kind of behaving here. All the automation that we just set up. And then you guys all start going up there. And that is just the coolest. Look at it go. It's so cool. Right? I really do appreciate how cool that is. Isn't it cool? In my opinion. Okay. Right. So, next steps. That's a really good question. Let me think for a few minutes here. Because I feel like this is where a test world is going to be very useful. Because we're blowing up TNT. It should probably be done in a test world to kind of decide how safe and effective this can be. So, what I've built so far is just a little obsidian room. Okay. Now, my concern is that that's probably going to blow up any block there. We have to figure out how to place this TNT, right? And that's probably going to blow that block up, right? Now, the way I'm doing this, by the way, is I just have a lever right there underneath that dude, and that's cool, right? So, we now know that obsidian will prevent TNT explosions, which I think is a vanilla mechanic. And a lot of times mods had overridden that so that obsidian can be blown up by TNT, but I think that doesn't generally happen anymore. So, long story short, we're in pretty good shape. So what we could do... Ooh. I have an idea. How about pistons that are not sticky? Not these pistons, these pistons. Right? Right? What about that? Would that be cool? Because I feel like that would be cool. Right? We could throw some pistons back here. Okay. And let's get a creative engine, a creative motor. Alright, but what we probably want is a sequenced gear shift with a creative motor on it. Let's just have you at 32, right? So you're going to piston 5 meters, double speed forward, delay 5 ticks, and then piston 5 meters, double speed backwards. And this should happen on a redstone button press. How does this sound? Because I think this sounds like a cool way to go this way, right? Alright, so let's make it 4 meters. Actually, go... 5 meters should be good, actually. Right? And then he's going to do that. Okay? So check this out. We put this here, and we push the button. How's that sound, huh? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, now we just need a deployer. Okay. And he can face downwards, and he's allowed to accept TNT with pipes. So let me just get chests. Okay, you're going to have some TNT in you. Okay, we'll use our low extraction module. I'm only going to use the things that I have access to currently in my world. I'm not going to use bigger extraction modules or nothing. Even though it probably doesn't make that much of a difference, but you get the idea. All right, so what we would want to have is basically, if I just had you running, and yes, I'm using creative motors, but you get the idea, right? So if we just had you running, okay, he would always be ready to place another TNT there. Cool? And then when I say, hey, I want to do this, that's a little annoying that it does that. Oh boy, that's not good. See, this is why we test it in a test world. Okay? This is why we test it. This is why we're testing, folks. Okay? Any questions on why we might be doing this in a creative test world where I have cheating enabled? Maybe we want to go more than 5 meters just to be safe. Right? Maybe more than 5 meters just to be safe. So let's do it like 9 meters. Does that sound cool? Okay. Now, are you emitting some kind of redstone signal? Let's get some redstone and maybe a comparator just to test. Like, while you're moving, are you emitting a redstone signal of some kind? Not like that, but are you comparatoring it? You are doing a comparator signal of 3. Okay. Actually, a power of 1? 1 for extending, 3 for not extending. Okay. So what we could do is we could use that as a way to detect a clutch, maybe? Okay. If we did... And then we had the deployer facing down. And we had... We're probably going to need some of these and some gearboxes. We'll make some verticals as well. Okay, so that when the button is being pressed, it's clutched and good to go, right? So if we wanted this to work, we would want a vertical gearbox facing this way and then a gearbox facing this way. Okay, and then you would need I'm just going to do this with creative engines and then we'll, well, I kind of want it to look right. So if we had a vertical gearbox like this, I might need to invert this real quick, right? So I probably want it to be this and this, right? But watch, now I do this, and he's not allowed to deploy again until he retracts. Shouldn't you be retracting now? Why are you no retracting? There you go. It's because I messed with the speed while it was moving. Okay, so that's what we're talking about, right? When you're deploying, that stops the hand from deploying more TNT. And now it deploys again when... Oh, that's cool. Does that work? I think that works. I think that 100% works. Right? So then we do this, and then we do the chest with some TNT in it, and then we do the pipes. And then we do the modules. Okay. And then we say to ourselves, hey, we want to blow up the reactor thing, go. I think that is cool, right? That is 100% cool. That is 100% cool. Now, I'd really like to be able to detect. Wasn't there a thing in Chapter 3? Oh, I have to do this whole thing. I wanted to unlock the chapters. Let's see. Wood. Let me just unlock these real quick. Done. Kinetic mechanisms, they're called. Yeah, I'm not doing that. The point is that, let's see, there's probably a cheat way to do that. But wasn't there like a thing that recommended I make to detect entities or something? There was some kind of detector. There was the stockpile switch. That's what it wanted me to do. Based on the amount of stored items or fluids in the attached containers. Comes with a handy filter as opposed to a comparative. The stockpile switch allows configuration thresholds which signals are inverted. Right. So that's probably not what we're wanting. Well, we might be able to do something with this. So where do you emit your redstone signal at? There's a filter slot there, so that's kind of cool. We'll have to play with this a little bit. But what I really wanted was something that could detect either that the entities are on the ground, or... Yeah, I'm going to have to play with that between episodes a little bit. Or we could detect them in the chests and say, like, hey, we have both items now, drop them. Yeah. What we could have is a pressure plate. Right? We could use some kind of pressure plate. Can stone react to items being on it? Now, the problem with that would be that the pressure plate would get blown up with the TNT, right? I'll come up with it between episodes, I think. Yeah, we wouldn't want that to get blown up. But basically some kind of detector or sensor or something that would either say, hey, I know I've got these two items now. I'm going to drop them on the ground and trigger this redstone pulse automatically. Right? I think that would be cool. Anyway, we should wrap up here. But hey, this is a good start. I'm going to play a little bit more off camera, come up with a way to detect when the items occur, and then I will come back next episode and we will build this for real in the real world. For now, Darwell20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.